guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card, we are going to be finding out what blessings and challenges are waiting for you in the year 2022. Today's video is already the second of my bringing in the new year / personal reading giveaway series, but I wanted to take the opportunity in this video today because my face is here to just say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you for making this such a wonderful year. It has been personally a tough year or so, which I'm sure it has been for many people, but I can confidently say that this channel and this community got me through everything and actually made the year really fulfilling, really fun. And I'm not even trying to be dramatic, but I don't know what I would do with myself if I didn't have you guys and I was going through it. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. It means more to me than you will know. And if you guys are going through something on your end, just know that you're not alone, that we will get through everything together. And I hope that 2022 is an amazing year for you. So just before we get into the reading, we do have a sponsor today. So please join me in welcoming Keen. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Keen already, but for those of you who don't know, Keen is basically a huge network of vetted psychics and spiritual advisors who are there to answer any questions you may have. I've been on Keen for about a year and I found it to be really helpful when I'm feeling overwhelmed or feeling confused about a decision I should make, or I just need confirmation that everything is going to be okay. So basically this whole year, you guys, I am 26 years old and I'm already feeling the return of Daddy Saturn, my Saturn return. All of the decisions that I've made in the past few years without proper planning, without foresight, are coming back to bite me now. So I'm dealing with that. And having been on Keen for a while, I have found the few advisors that I really resonate with. So I go back to them for regular check-ins and guidance. And this is an important point if you guys are going to use Keen. I would recommend taking your time to try out different psychics because you are not going to resonate with every person that you talk to. Of course, I'm looking out if they're going to give me information that is specific or if it's just something generic that could apply to everybody. Keen has advisors with all different areas of specialty, all different price ranges, and there are advisors online literally 24/7. So no matter where you are in the world, no matter what time it is, there will be someone online to talk to you. And the great thing about Keen is that you have the option of speaking to advisors either on the phone. So if you prefer to hear somebody's voice to pick up on their energy, this would be a great option for you. I'm personally a little bit shy, so I like the chat option. The sign-up process is also super easy. Keen will ask you a few questions about yourself and the type of guidance you're looking for, and then you will be matched with the advisors that would be the best fit for you. Keen is offering new users their first 10 minutes for just $1.99. So if you guys are interested in trying them out, you can use my link, trykeen.com/Kino. I'll have it up here on the screen as well as linked in the description and the pinned comment. Thank you so much to Keen. Thank you as always for sponsoring today's video. We love you. Thank you so much to you guys for listening to that. And now let's get on to your reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card, we are going to be taking a look at the blessings as well as the challenges that are coming to you in the year 2022. And as you can see from the title, today's video is also going to have a personal reading giveaway. So if you guys are interested in participating in that, just stick around because I'm going to explain how you can participate as well as what to do if you win the reading. If you don't want to participate, you can just go ahead and scroll down. There will be a timestamp for like the choose your pile part of the reading, so you can go ahead and find that. If you are still here, hello and welcome to the personal reading giveaway. Basically, the idea that I had for the month of December is to post a series of videos all sort of around the theme of bringing in the new year. So this is video number 2 of 5. I decided that I'm going to do 5. In video number 1, we covered your 2021 in review. So if you guys haven't checked that one out yet, or if you want to enter the giveaway in that video as well to have more chances of winning a reading. Feel free to check that one out too. How to participate in the reading, you just have to comment on this video. Let me know which reading you chose and how it resonated for you. And because the topic of this video is blessings and challenges in the year 2022, let us know what your wish is for 2022. What blessing do you want in 2022? Whether it be for yourself, for your loved ones, or for the collective. And it really, really doesn't have to be a long comment. Like, you don't have to write me a novel. Although if you want to, you're very welcome to do that. I will happily read it, but you can literally just write like, I chose reading number 4. Looking forward to the new year. My wish is to get a dog. Like, it can be something really, really short like that. The winner will be selected randomly. I'm not paying attention to like what exactly you say in the comment, just that you hit those points so I know that you're an entry. I will announce the winner 7 days after this video is posted. So whatever date you see, whenever this video is uploaded, the winner will be announced 7 days after that. I will post the winner on the community section of my channel just so that you guys all know that a winner was actually selected. But to notify the winner, I will be replying to their comment and letting them know that they won. So what do you do if you are the winner? Keep your notifications on, by the way, your YouTube notifications, so that you'll be notified if I reply to your comment. And if you do get a reply from me, make sure that it is my official account with the check mark next to my name, because as you guys might know, there are a ton of scammers and impersonators, unfortunately, in this community. So just make sure that it's really me. I will let you know that you won the giveaway, and I will instruct you to reach out to me at a specific email address so that we can discuss your reading. The reading will be done in a pre-recorded video format, so I will send you the link to an unlisted YouTube video and you can watch your reading over and over. In general, I am okay with answering most questions. Of course, there might be some that I'm uncomfortable answering, but I figure we can cross that bridge when we get to it in our email correspondence and work out what your questions will be. I'm not going to set a time, like a specific length of time to your video, but the reading will be 2 questions, up to 2 questions. So the length of the video will just be however long it takes for me to answer your questions, and they don't have to be about the same thing. So you could ask one question about your love life and one question about your career, for example. And in your email to me, I ask that you attach a screenshot of the notification you received when I replied to your comment. And please make sure that it's the actual notification and not just a screenshot of the comment, because as the winner, only you will have that notification, but anybody could scroll and find a winning comment. It would take a lot of effort, but like theoretically they could scroll through all the comments and find the winner and send me a screenshot of that and like steal your prize. So don't send me this, send me this, the notification. I honestly haven't decided a posting schedule for these videos yet. So if the previous video still hasn't been a week yet, you can go and enter in that one as well. Like, you can enter in all of them, but yeah, that's everything. So, okay, you have 4 readings to choose from today. And today I'm using different oracle decks. Usually I use tarot decks, but I just felt a little bit funky today. So we're using different oracle decks as your options. This is what they look like from the back. And as you guys might know, when I'm using tarot decks, I would usually show you the same tarot card from each deck. But today with oracles, they're all different. So I thought it would be a little bit fun, maybe just for me. I thought it would be fun to show you guys just a random card from the deck. They're all going to be different, but you might be drawn to the back artwork, you might be drawn to the front artwork, to the specific image on the card, to the message on it, or even the number on it, because a couple of these have numbers on them. So let's go ahead and give you a close-up look at your options. Option number 1 is the Oracle of the 7 Energies, and here is a random card. The message on it is let it go, and we also have the number 24 and the green frame, which is related to the heart chakra. Option number 2 is the Spellcasting Oracle cards, and your random card is Dreams. Option number 3 is Wisdom of the Oracle, and your random card is Blessed with the number 22. And option number 4 is the Crystal Angels Oracle deck, and your random card is Titanium Rainbow Quartz with the message Multifaceted. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person you're asking about. So those are all your options. Just in case you need a little bit more time to make a decision, I've laid them all out together so that you can compare them. Take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, and welcome to your reading all about the blessings and challenges coming to you in 2022. So in this reading, we're gonna start off by seeing what exactly these blessings and challenges are. Then we're going to get advice from your spirit guides, and finally take a look and see if there are any important time frames within the year 2022 that your guides would like you to know about. So we're going to start off with these oracle cards. This is the deck that you guys chose, the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and the very first card that we're going to look at, this one is going to represent a major event in the coming year that has within it both blessings and challenges. So for you guys, we have a new beginning, and it says have courage to open a new door. So I feel like this one is pretty straightforward. 2022 for you guys might be a pivotal year. 2021 might be like the end of an era, and this really feels like you're breaking through or breaking into a new chapter of your life. I have to say, I do feel a lot of excitement when I look at this card. And okay. There's something coming to me with the image, but before I go on a tangent with another thought, I think it's also very interesting that this is the card that represents something that has both blessings and challenges within it. I do think this is a very long awaited and much welcome new beginning for you guys, but maybe when it comes to finally take that leap, you might be getting a little bit of cold feet. You might be a little bit afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You might have that feeling of, oh my gosh, the thing I've wanted for so long is finally here. What if I mess it up? What if I have it in my hands and then I lose it? It could be a new beginning that has within it a lot of fears and nerves. And I do think what we're going to see in this reading is that a lot of the challenges in the coming year are you overcoming your fears, overcoming your own limiting beliefs, overcoming your own anxieties, so that you can really embrace and make the best of this new beginning. Now, what I was thinking about this image, which is so cool, this is, I think, like my second time using this deck, so a lot of the images are still new to me, but these flowers, because they are white and because they have 6 petals, it's making me think a lot of the 6 of Cups in tarot, because it's a 6, and because in the Rider-Waite, we see one child handing a pot of white flowers to the other child, and I think there's actually like potted white flowers somewhere else in the card. And then we have this snake that's like slithering through them, and snakes do have positive and negative connotations, but the way I was seeing it is like this is your innocence or your purity or like your childhood dream, and this snake is something that is like corrupting it, like somebody with ill intentions is corrupting it. And I wonder if maybe for some of you guys this is like realizing a childhood dream, attaining something that you've wanted for a very, very long time, but because of being disappointed in the past or being betrayed in the past, because of sketchy people or sketchy practices, you're worried that it's almost like you're worried that the real world out there, like the dog-eat-dog world out there, and shady people could taint your precious dream, if that makes sense. If you want to realize this fantasy, it's almost like you have to hand over this fantasy to the world. And then other people and other forces could have access to it. And you're like, you know, it was so safe in my inner world. It was so safe here in my heart when I was dreaming about it. But now that it's here in the 3D, it's a little bit scary. So that's the kind of energy that I feel from this card. Now let's take a look at your next oracle card. So Over on the side of your blessings from the deck that you guys chose, we have in perfect harmony with the number 11. So 11 might be an important number for you guys. Some of you have already started seeing this number in 2021 or even in 2020. Like, she's been following you around for a very, very long time. I think that she has been, I don't know why I'm calling the number a she, but she's been trying to hint to you that this new beginning is coming for quite some time. I'm also noticing these pink flower petals are making me think of springtime. So springtime might be an important season for you in the new year. And this is an especially important card if any of you guys are musicians or wanting to pursue anything related to music. This could be a special sign for you. And also people born in the year of the snake might be significant, whether it's you or somebody in your life, which is 2001, 1989, 1977, 1965, and then you just keep going back like 12 years, you know? Okay, and then we also have source of life. And then over on the side of your challenges, we have willing release and comfort. Oh, okay. That took me a few seconds to realize. I was a little bit slow there, but we were just talking about some of the challenges this year is going to be you having to step out of your comfort zone. And then on the side of your challenges, we have comfort. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's a lot coming to me, but I'm going to start over on this side with your blessings. So, in perfect harmony, this is a card that talks about healthy partnerships, that talks about relationships ascending to a high level of commitment. It talks about having good people around you, like literally being in harmony with the people around you, being in harmony with your environment. I think a lot of the blessings that you guys are getting in the year 2022 have to do with your relationships. So there could be a huge blessing coming in your love life. If you do have somebody in mind already, somebody whom you've wanted to be in a more serious commitment with or in a closer relationship with, I really, really think with this card that this is a blessing that is coming to you in the new year. And it's so interesting. This card just came out in the last reading that I filmed, and I was talking about, oh no, it wasn't this card, but it was another one that has to do with music. And I was thinking of it like your heart is like an instrument. And if you tune your heart to its purest frequency, if you tune your heart to its most natural and unique notes, it's gonna like sing its song out into the world and attract people with a similar vibration. So I feel like if you guys have been working on a lot of healing in the year 2021, if you've been healing your heart, maybe you've been healing like your inner child, you've been tackling this snake that infiltrated into your pure flower garden, and you're reclaiming your innocence and you're reclaiming your trust and you're reclaiming your childlike wonder. If you've been working on things like this in the year 2022, the people who need to hear your song are going to start hearing it and moving towards you. And with this source of life, I really, really think this is talking about soulmates and heavily spiritual connections, both romantic and platonic in nature. Whether you guys are looking for your divine counterpart, whether you guys are looking for your tribe, I really, really think you're going to find them this year, because the source is making me think of like, you've been together since the source. You've been together since the dawn of creation. And maybe that sounds like a little bit weird, but it's like you jumped down to earth from the same daddy angel's hands. Like this guy here, this is what it's making me think of. And I think that you're going to be surrounded by people who bring you closer to source, who bring you closer to spirit, who embrace your spirituality, who take an interest in your spirituality, who validate it. You don't have to hide that side of yourself around them. And in fact, they will elevate you on your spiritual journey. We have the number 36 here, which actually, let me talk about both of these digits before I add it up, because the number 3 is about abundance. It's about expansion. It's about creativity, collaboration. Maybe some of you guys are going to be collaborating, creating with these people. And the number 6 is about unconditional love and balance and harmony and reciprocity, healthy relationships. And then when you put it together, it's the number 9, which is all about spirituality and, oh my gosh, I was just saying it's about like spirituality and awakening. We have the number 9 here, we have the number 11 here, and then the camera timer just went to 9 minutes and 11 seconds, which is Archangel Michael's number, so he might be with you guys. That was so cool. It was like a match in the cards and a match in the camera timer. In addition, actually, with this source of life, this can actually be talking about you guys feeling very energized and rejuvenated in the year 2022. If you look at this dude standing in the waterfall, imagine he's just been on this journey through the rocky terrain. He's tired, he's dehydrated, and then he comes to this clearing and there's this beautiful waterfall and he stands in it and he is born again and he is cleansed and he is purified. Something about this year is really, really energizing you guys. And actually, now that I think about it, it probably has a lot to do with the people that you're around. I feel like any energy vampires that have been in your life, anybody who does not carry their weight in a relationship, who does not reciprocate in a relationship, they are either going to be falling out of your life or they're going to be undergoing a serious transformation where they're able to carry their own weight now and they're able to contribute to the connection. But I see you guys in very, very happy connections. I see you guys very, very energized. This could also be you guys feeling very creative in the year 2022, feeling very connected to the source. And it's like, when you're connected to the source and you are working from that space, you don't get tired. This is how it's coming to me. It's, oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful energy. And I just realized that this card is related to the sacral chakra, which is the energy center of creativity and intimacy and sexuality and sensuality. So you're definitely getting into some close, intimate relationships. This could also be a year where you feel really, really confident in your appearance, really, really confident in your self-expression, where you have a lot of nice things to enjoy in terms of sensory pleasures. So 2022 might be a year where you guys discover some really amazing food or some really amazing music or your new favorite vacation spot, things that stimulate you, things that please your senses. You might even be meeting or reconnecting with a sexual partner that you're just really, really, really compatible with, or like intimate in an emotional way where you can just talk about anything and open up your hearts to each other. But I think that it's such a nice balance, because it's like you're feeling peaceful, yet you're feeling so alive. And I'm sure you can hear the excitement in my voice. I feel like I'm talking really quickly and a lot more loudly than I usually do. I'm just getting very, very excited looking at this. You're gonna feel like a million bucks in the new year. So let's move over now to the challenges. I think this is a pretty clear message. You are undergoing some sort of transformation with the butterfly here. There's definitely wishes coming true for you with the dandelions and with the number 11. But this card is about surrendering to the divine plan. So what I'm thinking here is like you're getting what you want, but it's in a way that you don't expect, or it's under circumstances that you didn't expect, or it's according to a schedule that you didn't expect. This is all about relinquishing control and being okay with not knowing, and being okay with things going different to your plan. Trusting that the universe knows what it's doing, that the universe knows best. I'm sure you guys have heard this a million times if you watch tarot readings, or just if you're spiritual. But I think it comes up in our readings so freaking often because it's a lot easier said than done. And sometimes we just need the reminder of what's up. Like, the universe has got this. You're good. Just flow with it. Think about the dandelion. When you make the wish, your blowing on the dandelion is like the life force and the passion that's going to make this wish come true. But you don't get to choose where each and every little bit of dandelion fluff disperses. You just let it go. You just trust that it's going to end up in the right place. And actually, if you guys are doing any manifestation, any prayers, you may want to include a ritual that has some sort of physical action of you sending things off, because that might help to kind of internalize the message. Whether you are literally blowing on a dandelion, and with that blowing and sending the fluffs on their merry way, that's like symbolic for you letting go. Or maybe you want to write it on a piece of paper and burn it, and that burning is a symbolism of you letting go. Or I don't know, I was gonna say set it off to sea, but we don't litter, so Anyway, you can think of a physical ritual to release your wish. Maybe that will help you with the release. But this is definitely talking about comfort. There may be a way for you to achieve this goal or to get this blessing and be comfortable the whole time. But your guides are like, we're gonna go the route that pushes you out of your comfort zone a little bit, because we want you to grow, we want you to expand with this number 3 that we were talking about here. I'm thinking of, do you guys know that Donald Trump tweet that's just like boring, and it's all in caps with an exclamation point? I don't know what he said it in reference to, but it's like, if you had this plan, not that they're saying your manifestation is boring, but if you're like staying on the safe side, staying in your comfort zone, not challenging, not risking, your guides are like, come on, man, have a little fun with it. Let's do something creative. So they're going to take you on a wild ride, honestly. Just like this snake is twisting and turning. The way that you're going to get to your hopes and dreams and wishes is very different, I think, than what you're expecting. And so a challenge for you this year is just going to be to come to terms with that and to accept that. With this comfort card, the first thing, it's so interesting. We have the number 3 again. There is a little bit of discomfort in expansion. Think of like growing pains. When your body is growing, it hurts. When you leave your comfort zone, you're scared. It's like a no pain, no gain situation. There's always a little bit of discomfort and change, and that's okay. But when I look at this, it's like I'm imagining somebody who's moved far away from home and they don't have the comforts that they used to have. Maybe they don't have that person whose arms they can go into at the end of the day. Maybe they don't have their favorite foods with them. I'm just thinking of when so many Japanese people came to Canada, they said, they just miss the food so much. I'm sure it's the case for anybody in any country, but that's just the one that I experienced. If you ask them, like, what do you miss about home? The food. It's always the food. So there might be like some comforts that you guys are missing when you go off to achieve your dreams. But if you're, with this sacral chakra energy, if you guys are a little bit adventurous, you're gonna find new comforts, you're gonna find new things that you love. So just piggybacking off that previous example, let's say I go to another country and I'm like, oh man, I really miss my maple syrup, and then but then maybe I discover a new favorite food in that place that we don't have in Canada, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is freaking amazing. And if I had just, wallowed in my homesickness and stayed in my room and not tried anything, I wouldn't have found this new pleasure. So with a little bit of thirst for adventure and a little bit of spontaneity, you will find new comforts and a new home in no time. I think that's what they are saying with this card. And also what's really, really sweet about this is that this reduces to 4, and 4 is a number of angelic protection, angelic support, which we can very, very clearly see in this card. And it's almost like your angels are saying, if you can't find comfort in the world around you, you can always find the comfort in us. We will always hold you like this. If you're feeling lonely, just ask us to come and hold you. And I know it might sound kind of out there to ask an angel or to ask a spirit guide to come and give you a hug, but they can, and it feels very nice, and it will make you feel safe and comfortable again. They will remind you that home is everywhere. Wherever you go, wherever you are, that is home. You're always in our heart. You're always in our heart. We're always holding you. That's what they're saying. It's so sweet. So, All right, I think this is everything that I want to say with the oracle cards. As you guys can probably tell, I'm just very giddy. I'm very giddy from the energy of this reading. I'm very, very excited for you guys. So let's get into the tarot now and take a deeper look into your blessings and challenges. All right, so I'm gonna address the angels because I feel like they're really, really here with this group. What else can you tell me about group number 1's blessings? Be patient. This deck is taking quite some time for something to come out, but it's very neat and easy to hold in my hand. So this tells me that you might feel things are moving slowly, but everything is organized, everything is going according to plan. You are exactly where you need to be, even when you don't feel like it. Even when you don't realize it, you're doing exactly what you need to do. What else can you tell us about group 1's? Yeah, the Knight of Coins or the Knight of Pentacles. Taurus energy might be significant with this cow here. The reason I'm laughing is because the Knight of Coins is literally a card about patience and perseverance and taking it one step at a time. This is exactly what your angels are asking of you. Take it slow, take baby steps. And I really like this because this is a promise that once you do get your blessings, they are here to stay. Yes, the Knight of Coins might be the slowest knight, but he's committed. And when he's moving towards you, he means it. And when he gets to you, he's here to stay for the long term. I think your angels are saying with this card that these blessings are well worth the wait. And like, I almost want to say like you'll have them forever. So it's like forever is a really, really freaking long time, and it will make however long you had to wait for these blessings feel short, feel insignificant. The Knight of Coins tells us to just keep our head down, to keep putting in effort day in and day out without worrying about seeing immediate results. Almost like if you keep going out to water a plant every day, even though day to day you cannot see that it's growing, like, oh, this doesn't look any bigger than it did yesterday, it is growing slowly but surely. And if you compare in the long term, you will see the progress that has been made. Probably you guys, even through the year of 2021, you've made significant progress towards this new beginning, towards these blessings and dreams. And with the Knight of Coins as well, it makes me think of like, focus more on the day-to-day routine rather than like an end goal, rather than a destination. Focus on creating habits, focus on creating routines rather than like an easy example I can give is rather than just thinking, I want to become fluent in this language by the end of the year. Think of a plan like I'm going to do this many minutes of study every day or this many minutes of study every week, so that the focus is more on your consistency. The focus is more on what you're doing in the day-to-day. And honestly, it's really up to you, but I feel like you don't even really need to focus so much or check in so much on the goals, because if you keep following your routine and you keep being consistent, it's just going to happen naturally before you even realize. And I think if you keep checking on a destination, if you keep checking on an end goal, it might make you guys kind of restless or frustrated or impatient. So this is just your guide's advice for you. What else can you tell us? We have we have the Knight of Swords. That's so interesting. You have this transition from the slowest knight to the fastest knight. So what I think is going on for you guys is like, it's a slow churn. It's like slow, and then you're gonna have a breakthrough moment where suddenly everything's going really freaking fast. And I can hear your guides saying like, enjoy this slowness right now, because someday in the future, things are gonna be moving 1,000,000 miles an hour. You are gonna be so busy managing all of your blessings that you might look back at this Knight of Coins time and be like, I miss when things were this simple. I miss when things were this slow. Cancer energy might also be significant. I know that this is an air sign card, but the horse makes me think of the Chariot. And then we also have death. So yeah, there's going to be a need to release for sure. And actually I don't know if quite a few is an accurate term, but it's not super uncommon for the death card to be called release in other decks. So I think that this is what it is speaking to. And in fact, both of the numbers on these cards reduce to 4. Because we have 49, which reduces to 4, and 13, which reduces to 4. So I definitely think they're talking about the same thing. Death cards, even not uncommon to see butterflies on them, because it's about transformation and metamorphosis. Scorpio energy could be significant here as well. In order to allow these blessings into your life, there is definitely something that you guys will have to let go. And I was gonna say death is bittersweet. That sounds really bad. No, transitions are bittersweet because we know that something new and exciting is coming, but we also have to say goodbye to the old. And, you know, death from the perspective of a human, it's unknown, it's uncertain. None of us can really say for sure from tangible experience where we're gonna go after this. And you guys might be feeling like that as you step into your new beginning. It's like, is this death? What if there's nothing after this? What if I'm defeated by this new chapter? What if this is it? But you have to move towards the light, so to speak. You have to let go. You have to like be the little baby bird who jumps off the branch only to realize that they can fly. And we also have the 9 of Swords. So your worries regarding these challenges are a lot worse in your head than they will be in real life. And the biggest thing that you guys are worrying about happening is not going to happen. This is actually a phrase, I'm so happy this card came out. This is actually a phrase I say very often when I'm interpreting this card. The thing you are worried about most is not going to happen. You guys might have kind of an overactive imagination. Same. I totally understand. And I feel like you guys tend to get carried away with like fake scenarios that would never freaking happen. And this card is about like expecting the worst, getting in your head, losing sleep over something when the reality of the situation is really not that bad. And honestly, I was kind of sensing this energy right from the start that the biggest challenge for you guys when it comes to this whole thing is just like getting over your own mind. Most of the challenges, rather than being something on the outside that's gonna hinder you or hurt you or get in your way, it's like fear itself that is the biggest challenge. So really you have nothing to worry about. Everything's gonna go amazingly for you. So we're going to get a couple cards now from your spirit guides. That came out really, really fast. Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. This right away, this is definitely talking about the healthy, loving, and supportive companions, partners that are coming into your life. These are people who have empathy for you. These are people who really put themselves in your shoes. When you are happy, they are happy. When you are sad, they are sad. When you are angry, they're like, who do I have to go fight? They're here for you. They're on your team. They are your best friend. And even with this, I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Even if you guys have disagreements sometimes, they're always going to try to see where you are coming from. They're never, the way it's coming to me is like they're never going to make you feel crazy. That's really sad. Maybe that's a message for a few of you who have had some toxic people in your life in the past. They're never going to make you feel crazy or unreasonable or unfair or selfish or whatever the fuck other bullshit for just feeling the way that you do. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are my feelings. Like mikasa sukasa, like that. And also, I think your angels are saying that they have a lot of empathy for you. They know what it's like to be a human. And I was just watching Leora Alexandra's video. I think it was posted recently. And she was talking about how she felt like she couldn't have negative feelings as a spiritual person, or she couldn't share that part of herself, and almost had to lie to herself like, no, you don't really feel that way. And it's like, yes, I do. This sucks. I'm pissed. And, you know, letting that out, I think, is so cathartic, and it's so, if that's the right word, and it's so harmful. It's so harmful to think because I'm a spiritual person, I'm not allowed to feel like life is bullshit sometimes, or to be like, you know what, I don't appreciate that. I'm not grateful for that. We're allowed to feel that way sometimes. And if you come to your angels like, this is bullshit, whatever you're going through, they're not gonna lecture you like, you have to be grateful, love and light. No, they're gonna hug you. They're gonna be like, I know this is hard. I know this sucks. And I wish that I could just teleport you to the future, but we gotta get you through this journey because there's sights to see and there's growth to be had, but we're gonna be with you every step of the way. We are gonna help you live out the story that your soul wrote. And the next card, courage, and it literally says that on the new beginning card. Have courage to open a new door. And then we have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I'm not going to say too much about this. It's just confirmation. It's just reiteration. You guys know what this is about. Okay, so let's move on to the final deck. We'll take a few cards from this one and see if there are any important time frames that you guys should know about in the year 2022. So first we have Sun. So this will be talking about Leo season because Leo is ruled by the sun. We have Moon, so Cancer season, which actually makes a window. This would be late June to late August. And wait a minute, I have to bring it all around. And then we have solar eclipse. I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not know when the solar eclipse is happening in 2022, so I'm going to look that up when I finish filming. Did I bring my phone down here? No, I didn't. So I will look it up when I'm finished filming, and I will put in a subtitle when the solar eclipse is, because that could also be important for you guys. But this is everything that I'm seeing, so I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you want to enter the personal reading giveaway and you haven't listened to the rules and what to do if you win and all that jazz, there will be a timestamp in the description as well as in the pinned comment that you can go to if you want to enter that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. Sending you guys lots of love, wishing you a wonderful year ahead, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos, and welcome to your reading all about what blessings and challenges are coming to you in 2022. So the way this reading is going to go is first we are going to see what these blessings and challenges are. We're going to get some advice from your spirit guides, and then we will take a look and see if there are any important time frames throughout this year that your guides want you to know about. So first, we're going to look at these oracle cards. This is the deck that you guys chose, the Spellcasting Oracle. And the very first one we're going to look at, this is going to represent a major life event in 2022 that has within it both blessings and challenges. So the card that we have for you guys is Speak Up, Use Your Voice to Express Yourself. Wow. Okay. What's coming to me right away with this one? Just because of, well, obviously the message, but also the picture of this person like on the mountaintop. Some of you guys are getting a platform, or your platform is growing significantly in the year 2022. Some of you guys are becoming social media famous, or you're becoming a prominent figure in your corner of the internet. Some of you guys might be moving up to a higher position in your career where you have more authority, where you have more executive power, where your voice and your vision carries more weight. There's more people listening to you and respecting you. So of course, I'm sure you can imagine already how this is a blessing that comes with some sort of responsibility. I think for you guys, the challenge is going to be new responsibilities that you are taking on. If you have, whether it's an audience, whether it's a team that you're directing, whether it's a large client base or customer base, I think that one of the pressures you guys will feel in the new year is that there's a lot of people who are counting on you, a lot of people who are looking up to you, and also a lot of people who are watching you pretty closely. The example that's coming to my mind is like when you become a celebrity, at some level, you kind of have to really, really watch what you say. You can't get away with a lot because you're under a microscope. So if this is your platform growing, I think that might be kind of nerve-wracking for you guys, dealing with, the judgments, the criticisms, the negative comments. If you guys are moving up to a manager or a director position, you might just be kind of nervous, like, am I doing a good job leading these people? These people are counting on me, they're working under me. I hope that I'm doing a good job at directing them. Because I don't know because I've never been a boss before, but I know that it's not uncommon for people to feel a certain kind of way about their boss, to maybe not feel such pleasant things about them. So maybe you guys are worried if you're in a higher position, like, do these people think I'm worthy of it? Are they saying stuff behind my back? Actually, another interpretation of this card can be you guys learning or claiming, learning that you have a voice or reclaiming your voice. So apart from the professional interpretation, this can also be about you guys starting to enforce your boundaries, remembering that you have this voice to use and claiming your power. That is a huge blessing. But again, I'm sure you can see that the challenge is asserting yourself and standing up for yourself and possibly pissing some people off. And if you're not used to putting your foot down and being assertive, this can be really, really difficult. So it's like the blessing is I have the power to change my life and create a life that is comfortable and enjoyable for me. The challenge is I'm not going to be pleasing everybody anymore. I'm going to have to be direct. I'm going to have to be maybe even a little bit harsh sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to have to speak up. And maybe some of you guys are even speaking up for others. Going back to you guys having a platform, this might be an interpretation for you guys. When you have a platform, you can speak up about things that matter to you. You can speak up about injustices. You can speak up about your opinions, about your vision of the future. And there are some things that could be polarizing. There are some things that could be controversial. So you might be faced with this challenge of, I want to speak up about what is right. I'm thinking of, I don't even know where this comes from, but it's like, how could you say something so controversial yet so brave? It's like a meme. I don't know where the meme originates. Maybe I'll Google it if I remember to, but if you guys know where that originates from, please let me know. But you might be faced with that kind of challenge. I know that the right thing for me to do is to speak up, but it's scary. It's scary because I don't know if someone's going to come down on me hard or someone's going to, give me a side eye or start looking at me differently. So the biggest blessing and the challenge for you guys is your voice and the power that your voice holds and the position that you are rising to in this new year. So let's look at the rest of our oracle cards now. Over on the side of your blessings, we have home. And we have light. And then over on the side of your challenges, we have empowerment and opportunity. Okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me. I am going to start off with the blessing side and then go over to the challenge side, but I I already know what this is talking about. So starting off with the home, I am taking this very literally that you guys are going to have a very happy home life in the year 2022. You're going to be living where you want to live, whether that is on your own or with other people. I feel that you guys, if there is another house, another city, another state, province, region, another country that you guys want to live in 2022, you will make your way there. If there is somebody you want to live with, you will end up living with them. If there's someone you want to stay the hell away from, someone you don't want in your home, they won't be coming back around again. It's kind of like your dream home, your most peaceful home is secure and protected. You're going to have a safe haven that you can go back to. Like we were just talking about earlier, and I'll get into it a little bit here. I feel like your professional life might be a little bit stressful in 2022. Now it's positive stress, it's stress that you can work with, it's stress that is pushing you to grow, but it's just really nice that you guys will have this this sanctuary to come back home to, where you can leave your stresses of the day at the door and just step into serenity, just step into tranquility and warmth, and just leave all your worries behind. And actually, for those of you who have been working at home, this might be something that you've been struggling with, because when you work from home, it's very hard to draw the line between like, this is my work environment or my work time, and this is my home environment and my quiet time, because it's like your laptop is right there and your phone is going off, and you don't want to be accessible all the time like that. So I think you're even developing healthy boundaries in your home, whether that's like you're moving to a new place where you can make your office a closed off separate room, or maybe you are like going back to the office, so now you have your home to yourself again, but it's like your home is becoming peaceful again, or you're moving into a peaceful home. And if you are living with other people, I do see domestic harmony with these people as well. Maybe you guys are redecorating your home. This could be, you know, a change in the physical environment like that too, where you're painting it, or you are renovating something, or you're getting nice decorations for your house. I think you guys know what I mean. You're just feeling really comfortable and really, really good in your home. Now here with light, so the idea of this card is, you know, choosing to see the light, focusing on the positive in a situation. I think you guys are going to get really good at positive thinking and positive affirmations in the year 2022. If this is something you're already working on, or you have been working on this year, I do think that in 2022, this is going to become like second nature to you. Also, just quickly looking at the number 20 here, this to me feels like the light at the end of the tunnel that started in 2020. So for my group twos who had a shit 2020 and you've just felt like you're in this dark tunnel, 2022 is when you're coming out and when you are seeing the light. But back to the meaning of this card. This is all about choosing to see the positive in a situation. And I guess I want to clarify, because I was talking about this a little bit with group one as well. Thinking positive and seeing the light in a situation, it doesn't mean that we're always happy about what's happening and that we think everything is good. And you're allowed to feel frustrated and annoyed at things, but I think the ability to see the light is to say like, okay, this might suck right now. I might be uncomfortable right now, but I'm sure that this is happening for a reason. I'm sure there's going to be some blessing in disguise. There are some things I can't change right now, but there are things that I can choose to focus on to keep my mood up or to keep my vibration up. I think that you're learning contentment and peace of mind is very much a choice. And as you empower yourself more and more, this fact is really going to cement itself in your in your brain. That's a weird way to say it, but it's going to become more and more like a second nature to you guys. And I think it's very interesting that this is card number 20, because in tarot, card number 20 is judgment, and judgment is all about having a higher perspective on the situation. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say almost like having a bird's eye view on the situation, and then there's a bird here. You know, you're like rising above the bullshit that's going down on the ground, and you can see it for what it is and you can observe it, but as a soul, know that this is happening for my growth and my expansion. And the camera timer went to 11:11 just as I said that, so you know that it's true. So you're finding that balance where it's okay for your human self to feel however they feel about the shit that you've been through, but at the same time, your soul knows this is for the best. This is for my growth. And this is what you guys are mastering. Because we're complex. We usually don't think black and white about things like this. And you can be pissed that something's happening and grateful that something's happening at the same time. It's up to you what you choose to focus on. So let's move over here to the challenge side. It's interesting that this is 21. Actually, because 21 is the world in tarot, and the world is about fulfillment. It's about abundance and expansion. And we were talking about you guys moving up to a higher position. The world is also about cycles coming to an end. So it feels like you're graduating from something. Like you're graduating from this lower position and moving up to a higher one, or you're stepping into the limelight, you're stepping onto the scene. It kind of feels like it's showtime. It's showtime for you guys. Like you're at the top of this mountain, the sun is beaming down on you, and everybody's here. Everybody's flocking to you, like this flock of birds. So this opportunity is going to be a challenge. It's going to be challenging. And some of you may not have been prepared for that. I think what's going to be the hardest about it is staying confident and staying in this energy of empowerment and not feeling like an imposter. Now, I'm not saying you're an imposter. I'm not saying you don't deserve to be there, but it might be a challenge for you to feel that way. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and I think honestly, everybody I've spoken to who has gained some sort of platform or has gained any sort of following, I would say more often than not, they had this exact fear, because they still feel like they're just this random dude who's not special at all or not relevant at all. And you kind of feel like you're tricking people into following you or into thinking you're something when you're really not shit. Or at least that's what the little voice in your head tells you. So that might be something that you guys are struggling with, in addition to just, you know, the pressure of having more responsibilities, the pressure of having more visibility, the pressure of having less privacy. I feel like there's going to be fewer things for you guys that like slip under the radar. Almost like when you're a lower level in this company or organization or whatever it is, you can make little mistakes here and there, and it's not such a big deal because you're just working on the smaller projects and no one's really paying attention to you anyway. But then once you move up here, it's like if you fuck up, everybody's gonna know. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Now, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world if you fuck up, because we're all going to at some point. It just might be difficult to get used to that. And actually, the way it's being shown to me is like, okay, some of you guys, if you're not working on this right now, you should start working on your confidence, working on your assertiveness, working on your feelings of worthiness. The way it's being shown to me is like some of you guys have not been working on that enough. Maybe because you didn't think this was ever going to come, or it's just been so long that you'd accepted that it wasn't happening, or maybe you just weren't ready, like plain and simple weren't ready. And once you step into this position of more power, I think for some of you, it's kind of gonna be like a shock. Like, I did not prepare for this. I'm not ready for this. As if you are about to like public speak in front of a bunch of people and you haven't memorized your speech. It's kind of gonna feel like that. Oh my gosh, what do I do now? And that's okay, because you can learn this as you go. And actually, there's a lot of this that you can only learn as you go. I'm thinking of the Fool in Tarot, where you just kind of have to dive into it and learn as you go along. You might feel like an imposter, you might feel like you don't know what you're doing at the start, but as time goes on and you have trials and errors and you hear feedback and you mess up a bunch of times, as we all inevitably do, eventually you will gain your confidence. You will gain your confidence through doing. So if I can give you a piece of advice, you know, could you have been better prepared for this opportunity if you had worked more on your confidence beforehand? Yes. Does that mean that you can't gain it now as you go? No, you can. It's never too late. So don't put too much pressure on yourself like, ugh, I should have been better prepared for this, because you're never going to be perfectly prepared for it. And like I said, a lot of the knowledge and wisdom comes from just experiencing the thing. And I don't know how to word it exactly, but your guides are also saying, in some way, this is a testament to how compassionate and gentle and selfless you are. And an example that they're showing me is, think of someone who's just totally cocky, totally full of themselves. They think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. They think they're the boss of the world and they can just tell everyone what to do. They're going to have no problem. They're going to have no problem stepping into a boss position, or they're going to have no problem becoming internet famous overnight. They're going to be like, fuck yeah, bow down to me, and, you know, and just be problematic and be rude. And it's going to be easy for them. So it's like, just because it's easy, it doesn't mean you're doing a good job. And if you're struggling with this new position of power, it's like a testament that you really care, that you really are compassionate, that you really are thoughtful to others. I hope that that makes sense. So it's not a bad thing. It doesn't say anything bad about you, is what I want to say. It doesn't say anything bad about you if it takes time to get used to this position. And over time you will. And this person holding, yeah, it looks like the same person. They came to the light and now they're learning how to hold it in their hands and they're learning how to balance it. I think you guys are going to find an amazing balance between being assertive and being a leader, and also being compassionate and being selfless and lifting up the community or lifting up your platform. You're going to be really, really good at that balancing act. And they're telling me about the duality of fire, where on one hand, it can warm people up. The sun is fire in the sky that literally gives life to everything. It's our nurturer, but fire can also burn a house down. Fire can also burn our skin. Fire can also suffocate us with smoke. So it's about finding that balance, and it's about how you use it. And I think you guys are going to use your newfound power and your newfound position in such an amazing way. And now I'm thinking of temperance, where you might go back and forth a little bit, you might have a struggle a little bit, but eventually it will all balance out. Okay, so let's move on to the tarot part of this reading now. In this part of the reading, we're just going to see if there's anything else that your guides would like you to know about these blessings and challenges, and any other advice they have. So let's start with the blessings. Spirit guides, what should group number 2 know about their blessings? We have the 9 of coins. Oh my gosh. So this is a card. Okay, people are going to love you. That's the first thing I need to say. People are going to love you. This is a card about abundance. This is a card about fulfillment. This is a card about financial and professional independence. I feel like many of you might be becoming self-employed in 2022, or your self-employed venture is really taking off, or you're in a position where you have a lot of freedom and independence. I think you're going to have an amazing work-life balance as well, and that ties in with home, because the 9 of coins has within it that, yes, you're working hard and making money, but you also have the luxury, you have the time and the energy to appreciate the little things in life, or to appreciate all aspects of your life. So I think you're going to have very generous vacations, or maybe you even get to make your own schedule. You have more than enough money to cover your basic needs. You can splurge and treat yourself or treat others. And I think that you have a lot of time to yourself to recharge. You have time to see your friends, your loved ones. It's like a very well-rounded life, is basically how I can put it. But the other meaning that I see with 9 of Pentacles is appreciation. Appreciation and admiration. You're a very generous person. You're very generous. You're very kind. Look at this person. I'll be honest, I don't know the actual story. All of these cards in this deck are based off of fairy tales and deities and folklore around the world. So I don't know which story this is in reference to, but how it looks to me is that this person has a watermelon and is sharing it with the bird. There's a lot of birds actually. Birds are showing up everywhere. There's a bird here, there's a bird here, there's a bird in the tree right here, like watching over the house. There's a bunch of birds here. Maybe your guides show up as birds, you know, flying over the sky to let you know that they're watching over you, or sitting perched on a tree to let you know that they're watching over you. But I was talking about you guys being very generous because this person is sharing their watermelon with the bird, or at least that's how it looks to me. If you guys are worried what people are going to think of you as someone with influence or as someone with power, they're going to love you so much. They're going to see you as generous. They're going to see you as kind. They're going to see you as humble. They're going to see you as someone who's worth looking up to. They're going to see you as someone who is very, very deserving of your position. I honestly don't feel that there would be any jealous energies around you or people who want to bring you down. If you have people like that around you now, or energetically you suspect that there's that kind of stuff going on around you, I think in 2022 those people are going to find better things to do. And I just looked up when I said that, and the camera timer said 2222. They are gonna find better things to do. And I'm getting a specific example of, like, some of you guys might have had a friend or, you know, someone around you who was low-key jealous, low-key didn't really want you to succeed. And they're like, it's like they're falling in love, or they're getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner, and then they just, because they're so preoccupied with that, it gives them something better to do than obsess over you and what you're up to. It's like they're going and finding their own happiness, so they don't need to bother you and bring you down anymore, which is really, really nice. So very healthy energies around you. I don't see any pettiness. I don't see any jealousy. If you have a team working for you, or even this can be talking about your clients, they're so, so grateful for you. 9 is a very spiritual number, so there may even be some people who feel like spirit brought you guys together. I can't believe I found you. I'm so lucky I get to work with you. I'm so lucky I get to enjoy your work. I really feel like my guidance brought me to you. And with the 9 of coins, I also think that you guys are going to get a lot of gifts for what you do. That's another meaning that I associate with this card. So people giving very generous tips, for example, or people actually physically giving you presents, or sorry, I have some burps coming up. People leaving really, really nice reviews, like posting about you on their social media. I worked with so-and-so, I purchased so-and-so's whatever, or so-and-so made this creation and I really, really like it. People just all around saying so many positive things about you. And now that I think about it, all of these birds can also be talking about communication. Birds make me think of communication, social media, people talking about you, and it's all very favorable. Okay, what else can you tell us about group number 2's blessings? We have, oh my gosh, you got the 9 of coins and then you got the 10 of coins. This is another card that talks about a happy home life and a happy family life. Some of you guys, I think that this is just for a very, very small number of you. Some of you guys, if you've been trying to have a child, like if you've been trying to conceive a child or trying to adopt a child, and that's been a very long and difficult process, and I actually feel like I'm gonna cry when I say this message, but you are finally getting your blessing. You are finally getting your bundle of joy. You're finally getting your soul child after all of this time, and they're just gonna bring so much love and so much warmth into your home. Others of you, due to the current situation in the world, are we allowed to say that on YouTube? Because people are always calling it like a panoramic and a panini, like they can't say the word, but whatever, you know what I'm talking about. How do I say this? Now I'm saying that. It's literally the end of 2021, and now I'm asking myself that question. Some of you guys if you haven't been able to see your family or your significant other or your friends or any loved ones because of this situation, like you haven't been able to travel to go visit them, or maybe you're like me and you have family who's immune compromised and you haven't been able to see them in a long time. So just in case, for their safety, I feel like you're finally going to be reunited. Like, look at how many people are in this card. This is very unique to this deck. This feels like such a wonderful, happy reunion. This feels like families coming together, whether that's human blood family or soul family. Some of you guys might be getting a pet as well, because there is a dog in this card, a pet who is your soul family, but you're really, really building the foundations for a happy home. And whatever this is that you guys are finding success in, the 10 of coins is here to reinforce this, to hold this up and say, you're going to be able to sustain this position and keep moving up for a long time. And I guess I want to especially confirm that for those of you who are on social media, because you know that it's very unpredictable. You've likely seen people blow up. You've likely seen people fall into obsoleteness, however you say that, fall into oblivion. You just never know when your platform is going to die out. So especially for you guys, I really want to let you know that you have security in this, and whatever you guys are doing, it's going to sustain you financially for a long time. You're going to be able to preserve this well-rounded lifestyle for a long time. The 10 of coins can also talk about a legacy. So it's like, even after you're out of the game, you've really left your impact there. So some of you guys might be doing some groundbreaking stuff, and things are named after you, or or something like that. And of course, that's for everybody, not just social media. And actually, this can go for self-employed people as well, because self-employment is very ups and downs and risky. I guess I'm just thinking that usually, never say always, but usually if you're a company employee, hopefully you would have some form of job security, and you know what I mean? So it's for everybody, but I just wanted to especially reassure like self-employed or internet employed people, because that can be a little bit more rocky. And I think you guys are really building up some significant savings in 2022 as well. For some reason, 10 of coins makes me think of investments. I guess it's because like your investments, you're building a foundation for a long-term future. So you might like get into investing in stocks, or even buying a property or something like that. I would think of this as more long-term investments, not like the volatile, it's changing every day type of things. And I think that's everything. That was long. Happy family, happy home life, reunions, building up foundation for your abundance. So, what can you tell us about challenges? I wanted to just shuffle it again. What can you tell us about group number 2's challenges in 2022? We have the 6 of... They're just saying the same thing again and again. The 6 of coins is about, like, I imagine you as the person who is dishing out the coins. You guys might know in the Rider-Waite, it's like there's the 2 people who need food, and then there's the person in the top who's like, it's their job to distribute the food evenly, and they have the scales. So again, I think it's like your challenge to make sure that you are treating everybody evenly. There's also something about you guys being afraid that you will be less accessible. And the example I can think of, okay, there's a couple ways I can see it. In the case that you guys do have like an online platform or something like that, when you're smaller, you can reply to everybody. You can like every comment, you can reply to everything. You're more relatable. And then when you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you just can't. You don't have the time in the day to acknowledge everybody and respond to everybody. So you might have a fear of, am I becoming less accessible? Am I becoming less relatable? Are the people who were there since day one when I was smaller, are they going to start seeing me differently now? Like, did I lose my charm or my appeal? In the case of being an employee or working at a company, I imagine you and your coworkers and you move up and you're worried that like, oh, do they think that I think I'm better than them now? Do they think I see myself as above them? Are we gonna lose our friendship now? Are they gonna envy me? It's like you still see yourself as equal with everybody around you, but part of you, I feel like you guys might, and it kind of ties into your struggle with feeling really powerful. I think there's a part of you that might feel guilty for excelling and guilty for moving up. You feel like you lose some of your personability, or you lose some of your likability, or some of your relatability as a result of that. And I think, but honestly, with all of this Pentacles energy and this Earth energy, it's so clear that you guys are so down to earth and you have nothing to worry about, because like we said with the 9 of Coins, nobody's actually looking at you like that. Everybody thinks that you're so deserving of what you're getting. Like, if you move up and you think, oh my gosh, my coworkers are hanging out together, I bet they're just talking shit about me, I bet they're pissed. And then in reality, they're hanging out together and they're like, group 2 got the promotion, I'm so happy for them, they deserved it so much. So really, you have nothing to worry about. Oh, some people might start asking you for money. That's another thing with this 6 of Coins, which, you know, you're very, very generous. And like we saw with the 9 of Coins, you will have the ability to treat people. But don't feel, don't feel obligated to do that. It's something like you have all of this abundance. So then when you see somebody who has less than you, you have this urge. You always have this urge to even the playing field. That's why you feel uncomfortable when you move up. If you get extra, you want to share it with the people around you. And that's an amazing quality. That's not a quality you should lose, but you should not feel guilty or obligated, you know, to help out everybody who's struggling. Like, oh, my friend, my acquaintance is struggling financially, I should pay their bills for them, or I should cover that for them, or it's Christmas and I'm doing really well, so I should get everybody a super expensive gift because that's probably what they expect me to do. Be careful. I feel for the most part this might just be like an inner insecurity, but there might be some people who are asking you because they're like, oh, group 2 is doing well, they can pay for this or they can help, like just being kind of presumptuous. And maybe this is where the speak up comes up. You might have to say no. And, you know, finding that balance of what can I give away? What can I give to people? And am I giving because I really want to, or because I think it's expected of me, because I have some obligation? It's important to share and it's a beautiful thing, but this is yours. This wealth is yours. This abundance is yours. And you should never feel like others are entitled to it. I think that's what I'm trying to get across. And then we also have strength. So for the other card about your challenge, we have strength. This is very, it's really, really similar energies coming through. We have a little bit of Leo here in case that is significant for you guys. I'm just trying to think what I can say about this card, like what I can add to the reading with this card that I haven't already said, because Leo energy, it's all about your personal power, being a leader, being the star, letting yourself shine. And you can see that beast who is like, is this a lion or an alligator or both? Or is it an alligator inside a lion? I don't know, but you can see this person, it's almost like they're wrestling with that Leo energy inside of them, where it's, you know, they want it to come out, they want to shine and be confident, but they don't want to become too cocky or something like that. I'm going to take a clarifier for this strength card. What am I supposed to, and we already freaking talked about the world. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So, Interesting. Okay, for some of you guys, you see how there's a couple in this world card? You see how there's a couple in this world card? That is very specific to this deck as well. It's something that I noted the last time it came out when I used this deck. Some of you guys will be having very, very strong feelings for somebody in a professional setting. Strength is about restraining your passions, you know, like holding back on those fiery emotions. So I think for some of you, this is talking about like you have fallen for someone at work, or there's like sexual tension with someone that you work with and you have to play it cool. It's not necessarily that you can't get together, but just the fact that there's a time and place for you to express your emotions, express your passion, and you have to be careful about it. That could be a challenge, or there could be somebody in your professional setting, whether it's like an employee, a coworker, a client, a fan, who has those feelings for you. And you have to figure out, it's like a very awkward and uncomfortable situation for you. I can see it going both ways, where it's like, this could be like a workplace love affair thing where you're both really in it. And the challenge is like, we have to keep this under wraps, or we have to, you know, turn down the heat because this is inappropriate. Or it could be like someone has feelings for you and you're like, I don't feel the same way. This is really awkward. And so the challenge is like, how do I tell this person, or how do I keep this person at bay? You know, that might be a challenge. Interesting. All right. So the next part of this reading, we are going to get advice from your spirit guides. That came out really, really fast. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And we were talking about that. We were talking about you guys being in a position with a lot of freedom and independence. Empowerment is like having the power to create your own happiness, to create your desired life. And this light blue color on the freedom card is making me think as well of the throat chakra. So it matches with this speak up. I think you guys are realizing this year that your voice is your freedom. Your voice is the key to your freedom. And we have surrender. I can release my need to control. I think the most important piece of advice that I can give you guys through this transition is just to not be hard on yourself. Surrender is also reminding me of the Fool, where it's just like, throw your cautions to the wind and dive into it. Yes, you're going to feel uncomfortable. Yes, you're going to make mistakes, but just embrace it. And we spoke about this with light as well. There's always going to be something to feel good about. There's always going to be something to feel uncomfortable about, but you can choose. You have the freedom to choose to see the good. This discomfort is causing me to grow. This mistake is teaching me. I'm becoming better and better every day, because I'm allowing myself to make mistakes. I'm thinking of kids. Kids learn by being messy and by making mistakes and by getting things wrong a million times. There is no child, there's no baby who can go from crawling to walking immediately. First, they have to fall over a bunch of times, and that's just the way it goes. So don't be hard on yourself. That's the biggest thing I'm getting with surrender. And you see how this is all chaotic? Like, it almost feels like, it's like going all over the place. The analogy that I'm thinking of is when you're playing a piece on the piano, definitely in my experience, and I think many people could relate to this. If you're playing a piece on the piano, like let's say you're performing, and you play a wrong note. If you give that note power and you're like, fuck, I screwed up, then you're going to start to get nervous. And the more nervous you get, the more wrong notes you're going to make, and it just derails the whole thing. But if you make a wrong note and you're like, and you just keep going, you have the potential to complete that piece smoothly and without messing up again. And my teacher always used to tell me, like when we were preparing for a recital. Like if you make a wrong note, just keep going. Don't let anybody know that you messed up. Don't let it show on their face. Most of the people probably won't even know anyway, because they don't know the piece and they're not necessarily musically inclined. So you might perceive that you're making mistakes in this new chapter of your life. And like, oh my gosh, and weren't we talking about that? You feel like if you fuck up, everybody's gonna notice. But the less you make a big deal about it, the less other people are gonna make a big deal about it, you know? They might notice, but if you just brush it off and move on, then they'll brush it off and move on too, especially if you're a leader. You know, like imagine if your boss is freaking out, then you know some shit's going down. I remember when I was little and I like experienced for the first time my parents crying. I was like, oh shit, this must be a big deal because a grown-up is crying. So you're the grown-up in that situation. So as long as you keep it cool, you can keep this under control and it won't go all over the place like this. Okay, so let's move on to the last part of the reading. We are going to see if there are any important time frames that you guys should know about in the year 2022. The first card that we have is Lunar Eclipse. I actually know when this is because this card has been following me around and I've had to Google it so many freaking times. The Lunar Eclipse is happening on May 16th of 2022. So the month of May, or especially mid-May, or especially May 16th, might be an important time. We also have Uranus, so this would be Aquarius season, meaning the month of January, basically. No, I lied. Late January to late February. Well, that's also January. And let's get one more. We have Square. So this would be, Square is a period of 3 months. So I'm gonna say, let's go from here. Between, oh my gosh, that actually works out perfectly. I was gonna say, because when two sun signs are square each other, they're 3 months apart. That's where I get the 3 months from. And so I was thinking, okay, then let's say the 3 months from Aquarius season. And then if you go 3 months from that, it's Taurus season, which is this. Because the lunar eclipse is in Taurus season. Are you guys following me? Like Aquarius and Taurus square each other. There, I said it concisely. So it looks like the window between Aquarius season and Taurus season is important for you guys, which is late January to late May. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you want to participate in the personal reading giveaway, but you haven't listened to the instructions and what to do if you win, and all of that, there will be a timestamp in the description as well as in the pinned comment that you can hop to and listen to that if you want to enter. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. Sending you guys lots of love, wishing you a wonderful year ahead, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number threes, and welcome to your reading all about the blessings and challenges that are coming to you in 2022. So how this reading is going to go is first we'll see what the blessings and challenges are, then we will get some advice from your spirit guides, and then we're going to take a look and see if we can figure out what important time frames you should remember. Oh my gosh, why did I phrase that so badly? Take a look and see if there are any important time frames in the year 2022 that you guys should know about, like when significant things could happen. Okay, so we're going to start off with these oracle cards. Here we have the deck that you guys chose, the Wisdom of the Oracle, and the very first card that we're going to look at, this is going to represent a major life event in the year 2022 that carries within it both blessings and challenges. So we have joy, your inner child is here to play. So first of all, my eyes are going straight to the dolphin. Dolphins always make me think of star seeds whenever I see them. So maybe you guys who chose this group resonate with starseed energy, or that might be something that you're digging deeper into in the year 2022. Maybe you're having a lot of epiphanies about your star origin and what you came here to do and things like that. I'm also thinking of the dolphin on, actually it's by the same author of this deck. It's by Colette, Baron-Reid, and it's the Spirit Animal Oracle. And on the dolphin card, it says this and that are true. And so I'm thinking of starseeds, how like you can be a human living on Earth and following human customs and having a human experience. And you're also this being that's way far out there, outside of Earth, having a totally different experience with different beliefs and different truths. Maybe this is a year where you're really synthesizing those two parts of your being, if that makes sense. And if I'm not mistaken, the dolphin is number 20 in that deck, which reduces to 2. If I'm not mistaken, which I often am. And dolphins in particular are associated with Sirius as well as Mintaka. Those are the aquatic star systems, or I guess you would just call them stars. And also Pleiadians. They're also associated with Pleiadians, or at least I feel like I read that somewhere. The other thing that's really, really standing out to me in this card is inner child. I feel like this is the major life event or the major theme that we are really seeing here for this year. I feel like your inner child is coming out to play. Now, this is a blessing because you're stepping back into a carefree energy, you're stepping back into a fun-loving energy. You might feel like in 2022, you're seeing the world through fresh eyes again. You're seeing the world like a being who has just arrived on Earth and is so in awe of all of the sights and sounds and feelings and experiences, much like a new child to Earth is, or much like a new ET to Earth is. Earth is becoming vivid and exciting again to you. Almost feels like a playground, or feels like a very stimulating and supportive classroom, which in many ways it is. I just saw 333 on the camera timer. That might be an important number for you guys. Like Earth is the third planet, it's the third dimension. Wow, I feel like this is the reading that's gonna make me spacey because the energy is too big. But getting back to that fun-loving, playful, and carefree energy, you may be getting back to things that you always loved as a child, pursuing paths that you always wanted to pursue as a child. Now, when it comes to the challenge, in accompaniment with all of those beautiful things we just talked about, there may be childhood wounds, childhood insecurities, baggage, trauma that is resurfacing that you will have to deal with. It's like when your inner child comes out, they're coming with the light and they're coming with the shadow too. So I can see how this would be both a blessing and a challenge. But honestly, I think even the challenging aspect of this is a blessing in disguise, because it's an opportunity for you to heal and release the past. It's an opportunity for you to integrate your shadow and to reclaim parts of you that you banished when you were younger because somebody told you it wasn't unacceptable. Now you can reclaim them and say, I honor this part of myself. I love this part of myself. This is not a flaw. This is not a bad thing. This is not a vice or whatever you call it. This is me. This is authentic, this is raw, this is real, and I'm not going to selectively portray certain parts of me and banish other parts. I'm going to accept myself for everything that I am. This is the opportunity that the challenge really presents to you, and I even feel like saying this is an instrumental part in your journey as a light worker. When you embrace the entire spectrum of who you are and you start living in your truth, it's a shining example for others on this earth, and it does create a ripple effect. Even if you're not going out there and preaching it, going out there and teaching it and like dedicating your life to that, which you very much can if you want to, but just living in your truth, just being that example is a very, very important part of your light work. Okay, so let's take a look at, I'm seeing like all the repeating numbers. Every time I look up on the camera, it's like 333, 444, 555. I don't know if you guys have felt like your spiritual team has been very vocal with you, very obvious with you lately, but it's like angel numbers everywhere I turn. So let's take a look at the next oracle cards. On the blessing side, we have serendipity and I am beautiful. And on the challenges side, we have a leg up and we have higher consciousness. Whoa, this card is really, really pretty. Okay. Honestly, looking at this, it kind of looks to me like two aspects of the same thing. Two sides of the same coin, if you will. I'm going to start over here on the blessing side. I think it's really, really wonderful that we have this serendipity card, especially because I was literally just talking about seeing so many repeating numbers, seeing so many angel numbers. Serendipity makes me think of signs, synchronicities, things falling into place miraculously, little happy coincidences that are not really coincidences, but are your spiritual team letting you know that they're here for you and that you're on the right path. I feel like, and this might be something that you guys are already experiencing, and it's just gonna be amped up even more in the coming year. The universe is gonna be talking to you. The universe is going to be talking to you like crazy. She's going to be pinging you all the time. I think you will see angel numbers everywhere you go. I think you will see relevant signs and images everywhere you go. I think you will hear messages that are tailored specifically for you in the conversations of people standing around you, in the music that you listen to, in the books that you read. It's literally going to feel like the world around you is this living, breathing organism that is talking to you and interacting with you. You're going to feel very, very supported. You're going to feel very, very divinely guided. You're going to feel very, very connected to everything and everyone. Important people, important opportunities. You're just going to be bumping into them like it's nothing. I would say that this is likely a year where you don't, and I'm not saying don't plan, but it almost feels like a year where you don't need a plan, because you will just like blindly and aimlessly stumble into your destiny. This is really what this card is making me think. If I could give you any advice for the year of 2022, it's like, don't think too much and don't plan too much. Just go with the flow. Go where your whims take you. That's the specific message. Yes, listen to your heart, but listen to your whims. So if one day you're like, I feel like taking a different route. I feel like going to this place I've never gone before. I feel like doing something totally different. Even if it doesn't make sense to your logical brain, like we've never done that before. That's not part of our plan. Just go for it. The more you follow those impulses, those gut feelings, those whims, the more you're going to meet your destiny. And the universe, they're saying like the world is going to rejoice in that. The world loves when we engage with it, and loves when we play with it, and loves when we pass the ball back and forth with it. I feel like I'm speaking very weirdly in this reading, and it's probably because your spiritual team doesn't really use human language that often. That's what they're saying to me. But I really like how this I am beautiful energy ties in, because when I look at these hands holding all of this beautiful nature in them and this person looking on in awe, it's like, I am a part of this. I am a part of this universe. We are all one. You're starting to feel more and more like separation, separateness, individualness is an illusion. Like we're all one living, breathing, beating organism together. You're starting to feel this more and more and more. This is like, I don't really have experience with psychedelics, but this is what I imagine people feel like when they are using psychedelics. You know, it's like peace and love. We're all one. We're all love. We're all connected. We're all constantly communicating with each other. This is how you're going to feel. Whether you get there through the use of psychedelics or not, I don't care. You do you. But this is the conclusion or the truth that you are reaching about this world. And I'm really being shown that, oh my God, I just looked up and it said 11:11. I'm telling you, they're following me around. I'm really being shown that you guys are feeling held. You're feeling held by the world. You're feeling safe in the world because the world is you. So as you heal your inner child and feel more safe within yourself, you feel more safe within the world because the world is also you. Do you see what I mean? Maybe it's a little bit abstract, but you're really stepping into this beautiful energy in 2022. I think you're going to have a really good sense of who you are as a soul, where you come from, like where your soul comes from, the lives you've lived up until now and where you're headed, and who you've met along the way, whom you've met along the way, and who is still here with you. You might have moments in this year where you step into a certain place and it's like, whoa, I've been here before. It feels very familiar because maybe your soul has been there in a previous incarnation. Or you meet someone and you're like, I know you. I know you. I've met you before. You just know, like your radar, I guess, is on. Your senses are on. So this is the blessing part. And then, like I said earlier, I feel like this challenge has to do with the same thing. It has to do with your awakening. It has to do with your spiritual ascension and spiritual awareness. When I look at this leg up card, I'm thinking of you're like this little bear climbing up on the back of spirit or on the back of your spiritual team to gain a higher perspective. This is what you have done. And you are gaining a higher conscious because of it. I think what the challenge is going to be... Okay, oh my gosh, I just noticed. So we have, this reduces to the number 7, and here we have the number 1. When these numbers are together, it does make me think of chakras, because there are 7 chakras. So if I see like 1 to 7, it's like the root to the crown chakra. If I see 7 to 1, it's like the crown to the root chakra. So here we have 7 to 1, and it's going down like this. So you guys might struggle like taking the downloads or taking the knowledge that you get from spiritual realms and like grounding it back onto earth in a meaningful way and an applicable way. It's almost like, it is funny, I'm just going to use the example of psychedelics again, but like if somebody went on a crazy trip and then when they come back to earth, you're trying to like describe to your friends what it felt like, and you're trying to describe to your friends what you learned, but it's so hard to learn, it's so hard to convey to them because probably it was conveyed to you through telepathy. Like it wasn't like the words were spoken out loud to you, and this truth was bigger than earth and bigger than humans. And so it's like, I feel the truth and I know the truth, but how do I communicate it to earthlings in a way, not that you're not an earthling, but like, how do I convey it to my fellow earthlings in a way that is meaningful to them, in a way that they can apply this truth to their everyday lives and understand it? So I think sometimes grounding that knowledge that you get is going to be difficult for you. And also, there may be moments where you feel like delusional or you feel crazy for being in this world and believing these things. And I feel like as long as we're human, no matter how far we get in this journey, there are going to be moments if we're like, what if this is all in my head? What if this is all like, you know, shit that I'm making up? What if this is all wishful thinking? That might be a challenge for you guys, especially because you're going to be seeing such beautiful things. Like your spiritual team is going to be showing you such beautiful things. And as a human, you might be like, really, is this all for me? Like, is this all my future? Is this really true? It could be very, very hard to, you know, to believe and accept the things that you are seeing. And then, you know, we kind of go up and down, right? Sometimes we have a lot of faith, sometimes we have doubt. That is perfectly normal, by the way. You shouldn't like judge yourself for that. But even in moments where you are, you know, fully faithful, fully believing, there could also be a challenge where you're seeing your destiny, you're seeing your future, and then you're getting frustrated that it's not here yet. You know, your psychic abilities are so turned on that from a soul perspective, you can travel to the future and see your future, but your human body can't do that. Like, human beings can't teleport into the future, at least not yet. But when there's such a gap between what your soul sees and knows to be true, and your human self is over here like, I want to go too, that can be, you know, that can be a little bit frustrating. Like, I know it's coming for me, but like, I'm not happy with where I am now. So if I could give you advice, it would be, you know, don't, just because you see something beautiful in the future, it doesn't mean you have to wait for that future to be happy. Do everything you can in your present moment to create joy and to create happiness, and know that that beautiful future is waiting for you. But it's really important to tend to your garden. I really like using plant and garden analogies for this kind of stuff, but tend to your garden every single day so that you can be happy every single day. And it might be good for you guys to get into routines, practice mindfulness. You may actually want to get plants and like tend to plants, because I think it's a very grounding experience. And I think, you know, grounding might be a challenge for you guys, honestly, this year, especially if you're doing a lot of astral travel and a lot of connecting with spirit guides. Like tending to a garden, like a vegetable garden or flowers or just like house plants, that could help to ground you. And also it's like the act, because you know, you have to like water them regularly, you need a consistent schedule. That act of staying in a consistent routine and the act of caring for something as well can help you to feel mindful, can help you to feel in the present moment, and can help you to feel joy in the present. But yeah, I think that's gonna be your challenge, is like grounding what you're learning, keeping faith, and I guess being patient until your physical body aligns with all of the amazing stuff that your soul is experiencing. So let's move on to the tarot deck now. So we're just gonna get extra information as well as advice from your spirit guides. And we'll start with the blessings. I have the Lovers and the Nine of Swords. When I cut the deck, some of you guys might be worried about a relationship, like worried whether someone's gonna come in, someone at all, or someone specific. Okay. So for additional information about your blessings, we have the Ace of Cups, and I'm gonna go ahead and take another one. We have the Ace of Cups and we have the High Priestess. Okay, so the reason I took another one is because there's two different ways that I could interpret the Ace of Cups, or two different ways that I'm thinking of in this situation. One of them is self-care, which I do think is extremely important. It could be indicating that you will get into a self-care routine in the year 2022 that really, really works for you, that you can really keep doing consistently. In addition to just doing the general maintenance and caring for yourself, I also feel a little bit of a treat yourself and celebrate yourself with this card. So do something a little bit luxurious every now and then. I used to do like no skincare at all, and then I started doing like just a regular skincare routine, and now every now and then I do a little face mask, I do a face pack, and it just feels like, oh, this is special. This doesn't happen every day. This is luxurious, and it makes you feel so good, and it makes you feel so loved. And I don't even care if the mask works or not. I don't care what it's doing to my skin. It's just the act of doing something solely to care for myself. It makes me feel so good. It makes me feel powerful. I really like it. So I think your spirit guides could be encouraging you to do things like that if you don't do them already. And remember that your version of self-care may not be you know, may not be somebody else's version of self-care. Maybe someone's version of self-care is like reading a book at night. Maybe your version is looking through your phone. And I know we're always saying like, you should get off social media, you should get off your phone. But maybe you're working full-time and studying full-time and you're always mentally doing mental gymnastics, or no, that's not the right term, but like exerting yourself mentally a lot, that when you get home, you just want to look at some mindless shit and not do anything. So if that's your version of self-care, it doesn't matter if that's not somebody else's version. This is about you. The Ace of Cups is about you. So do it how you like to do it. And then the other interpretation that I thought of is, you know, this can be a new beginning in love, because aces do talk about new beginnings and cups talk about emotions and love and spirituality. And, you know, this could be like a love offer coming in, or a new relationship is blossoming. Perhaps a relationship that was very serendipitous in the way you found this person, in the way you met them, somebody you find very, very beautiful, somebody your higher consciousness is recognizing. And with the High Priestess here, we do have the number 2. Number 2 talks about partnerships and balance and harmony. It talks about divine feminine energy. And actually, I just realized 1 is like a divine masculine and 2 is a divine feminine number. It also talks about being highly intuitive and seeing beyond the veil, seeing beyond the surface. So this could be a connection that it's like you sensed this person coming before they were actually in your life, and you felt something was very, very significant about them before it was shown to you in the 3D. With this moon, with this being a very nighttime-y card, ruling the darkness. It could be that you've dreamed a lot about this person. But I think what this is saying is that you'll know intuitively what this is talking about, this connection here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably that you haven't met this person yet, or like this person hasn't activated you yet, like they haven't introduced themselves to you yet energetically. Because if you felt their energy, you would know, you would recognize it. It's like, ah, yes, Walter from 8,000 years ago, just like, you know, from some random incarnation like this. Yeah, you would definitely know. So I think this is another blessing that is coming to you. The High Priestess is also just reiterating that your psychic abilities are going to be through the roof. Also, I just realized, Ace of Cups being about self-care and self-love, I also think of the High Priestess as somebody who has high standards in a good way. Like, she knows her worth and she commands respect. So you guys, as part of your personal growth, it could be that like you're not taking shit anymore. This might be a specific message for some of you, but some of you guys might have had a parent who was very like self-pitying, you know, like, oh, woe is me. I'm, you know, like when you confront somebody about their shitty behavior, and then instead of being like, oh, sorry, I'll work on that, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm such a terrible person, you must hate me. Because then you have to be like, oh, no, you're not terrible. And then they like they like derail the conversation, and it stops being about them taking accountability. And now you have to console this person. You might have had a parent or someone in your life like that as a child, or maybe you have dated someone like that in the past. But it's like, I don't know why that came up. Maybe it's like you're not taking that kind of shit anymore. Like, no, you're not playing that game with me. Take accountability for your shittiness. And I don't know, I had this image of like a young child who is so wise beyond their years and is really smart and can call adults bullshit when they see it. Almost like, wait, you're supposed to be my guardian. Why am I more mature than you? Like the child is thinking this, you know? So I don't know who that is. Like that's one of you watching, or your partner, your connection that we're looking at here. Maybe it's both of you. But it's like you were so smart. Or you are so smart, I should say. And I think you're going to stop taking that kind of crap. Okay, so now let's get some messages from your spirit guides about your challenges. we have the Wheel of Fortune, and I'll go ahead and take both of them at the same time because I did that with these. We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the Magician. Wow. So we have two number ones because 10 reduces to 1. It's like 1, 1, 1. Okay. Interesting. So this to me looks like, I almost want to call it a power struggle, but that sounds so negative. But I guess it's like a power struggle between you and the universe. You know, we saw earlier in the reading that you might kind of be going back and forth when it comes to your spiritual journey. Sometimes you feel really in the flow and really connected. Other times you feel doubtful and confused. Again, totally normal. And there may be times where you feel challenged in a power struggle between you and destiny. These are kind of opposite energies to me, or at least in the context of this reading, they're appearing that way, because the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like events that are out of our control, things that are unpredictable, things that are unexpected. And the Magician is like very much from our own will, from our own desires, from our own actions, from our own plan. You see, they're kind of like, well, they're not necessarily opposite. Actually, they could be the same. Like if your will and your actions are in alignment with the universe's plan. But, you know, the universe always has surprises up her sleeve. And I feel like we never know exactly. We can never control exactly how things pan out. And I think it was group 1 who kind of had a similar message where we have to remember, once we plant the seed of our manifestation, literally from that moment, unless we go back and dig up the seed, meaning unless we decide we don't want that thing anymore, from the minute we plant our seed, everything that happens from that moment is an ingredient to the manifestation. And so it's just really important that we suspend judgment so that when things happen on the journey, we're not like, hey, that wasn't supposed to happen. I wanted this. That's not going to bring my manifestation. Because sometimes shit happens in a very, very weird way. It unfolds in a weird way. And they're telling me, like, think of your life as a movie. If you watch a movie and from the first, like, let's say it's like a 2-hour movie. And from the first 2 minutes of the movie, you already know how the entire thing is going to go. And you sit there and watch it and you're like, yep, I called that. I knew that character was going to do that. I thought that was going to happen. Like, it's so predictable. Is that a movie worth watching? Like, is that enjoyable? Does anybody enjoy that? Well, maybe if you're sitting next to someone because you can smugly be like, you see, I knew that was going to happen. But like, it's not a compelling or stimulating viewing experience. And you probably would not recommend it to people. You know, imagine your alien soul. You finish your life here on Earth and you shoop out of your body and you go back to your star family. And they're like, how was your life as a human? How did it go? Yeah, pretty much what I expected. Is that interesting? No. You want to come back and be like, oh my gosh, there were so many twists and turns. And that moment when I was 42, I had no idea what was going to happen. And then you'll never guess what happened. You'll never guess who showed up. You know, that's how you want to come back from your life. So I think I went on a tangent there, but basically it's just surrendering to the twists and turns, surrendering to the weird shit that the universe has up her sleeve, and recognizing that it's all working out in your favor. And if you feel like your will is at odds with the will of the universe, it really is an illusion, and you might want to check where your ego is coming into play with that and reassess what it is that you really want and what is really going to make you happy. Because I really think if you look deeper, you'll find that the universe is doing exactly what it needs to do for you and will bring you all of the happiness that you want in the end. So yeah, this is really, it's interesting. I think this is the first pile where these are really like two sides of the same thing. But okay, let's get the next deck and get some advice from your spirit guides. In terms of zodiac signs, we have water signs here with the High Priestess, especially Cancer because of the moon. High Priestess makes me think of Virgo for some reason too. The Magician is Aries, but also I think the Magician is ruled by Mercury. Again, if I'm not mistaken, which I sometimes am, but Mercury is Gemini and Virgo. So both of these could be Virgo in my opinion. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, it's all the fixed signs. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Whew, I just got I'm really hot right now. I got really hot all of a sudden. I feel like when a computer's like overheating. That's crazy. I'm very warm. All right. Whew. Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So you're coming up to some major success in the year 2022. Could be success in love, or that you get to do what you love for a living. And we also have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Yes, exactly. I would also like to point out how quickly these cards came out. Like they just like shoop, shoop, they just shot out really fast. So this could be an indication that you are reaching success early on in the new year and that your growth is very rapid. It's like you're reaching your goal, you're reaching your success, and then you just keep skyrocketing, that's really, really amazing to see. I just wanted to show you, I haven't done this for the other groups, but I noticed that there's patience at the bottom of the deck. I accept that everything happens in divine order. This success and this growth that is coming to you guys this year, it's probably something that you have been very, very patient for, and that is long awaited for you. And it's finally here, and hopefully you'll get some clarity on the weird curveballs that the universe threw you. Oh, that's what you were doing. I understand your creative process now. You know, we gotta respect the universe's creative process. I'm just thinking of, do you know the Strange Planet comics? It's Nathan Pyle. That's the name of the person who makes them. They're alien comics, actually, so it's very fitting. It's like aliens doing human things and commenting on them in a very like dry way so that you kind of notice the absurdity of human life. But there's this one comic and it's like a guy and his microwave and he's like, I would appreciate it if you heated my food evenly. And then the microwave is like, I would appreciate it if you respected my creative process. And I don't know, it just came to me because like I feel like that's the universe to you guys. Like you're telling the universe what you want it to do, and she's like, this is my creative process. Okay, so with this deck, we are going to see if there are any significant time frames that you guys should know about. We have two coming out at the same time. The first one is 2, so this could be indicative of the month of February. And then we have trine, which is 4 months. Like if 2 sun signs were trining each other, they're 4 months apart. So 4 months from 2, 6. So February, June. And opposition. What's opposite June? December. There we go. I'm just doing them like in succession, you know? So the months of February, June, and December will be significant for you guys, okay? So these are all the messages I have for you, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. I feel like your guides are laughing right now. Are they laughing at... I don't know if they're laughing at me or with me, it doesn't matter. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and I feel cooled down now. That was crazy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you're interested in participating in the personal reading giveaway, but you didn't watch the instructions and what to do if you win part of this video. There will be a timestamp for you in the description as well as in the pinned comment if you want to go back and watch that so you can enter. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below. I'm sending you guys lots of love, sending your spiritual team lots of love. They were fucking with my thermostat, but it's all good. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 4s, and welcome to your reading all about the blessings and challenges that are coming to you in 2022. So how this reading is going to go is we'll take a look at what the blessings and challenges are. We will get some advice from your spirit guides, and then we're going to see if there are any significant time frames throughout the year 2022 that you guys should know about. So we're going to start off with these oracle cards. Here you can see the deck that you guys chose, the Crystal Angels Oracle. And the very first card that we're going to look at here, this is going to represent like a major life event in the year 2022 that contains within it both blessings and challenges. So the card that we have for you guys is Rest. Interesting. Give yourself time to recuperate. So some of you guys who chose this group might have a hard time resting. You guys might be my busy bees, my overachievers, my workaholics. Rest is definitely a blessing, but it can be very hard to embrace it. It can be very hard to take rest. And also, I know that this reading is about 2022, but of course this is being filmed at the end of 2021, and there's like a message coming to me for just some of you who chose this group that maybe you are dreading the holidays. Maybe the holidays bring back some negative memory for you, or there's certain people, potentially family members, that you're dreading to unite with over the holidays or something like that. That's just something that is coming to the surface when I look at this card. But of course, this reading is about 2022, so I will try to stay not on brand, stay on topic. It does look like you guys are going to have some prolonged period of vacation, of rest in the year 2022, or you will just have more time off in general. Now, for those of you who have been feeling overworked, who have been feeling quite tired, I can imagine that this would be a very, very welcome blessing, because you can use this time to sleep. You can use this time for self-care. You can use this time for creativity, to work on projects that you've been putting on the back burner, to see people you haven't seen in a long time. The possibilities are endless. But where it becomes to be a challenge is, like we just mentioned before, if you can take this period of rest without feeling guilty, without feeling like I should be doing something more productive, I should be working right now. Or if you're like me and your mind is just always active, going a million miles an hour, thinking about useless shit that doesn't matter, even if your body is resting, it can be hard for your mind to rest, which sucks, because it's like you take a whole day off doing nothing and you still feel tired because your brain had 4,000 tabs open. So it might be hard to really rest your brain and rest your mind. And another challenge that you guys might have is when you are idle, some wounds from the past could start popping up. Some unresolved issues could start popping up. Some of you guys maybe have been keeping busy as a way to mask the pain of something that has happened to you, or to distract you from something that makes you sad. And then when you're all alone, when you're in this resting energy, things could be bubbling back up to the surface. Now, I do think, of course, this is a blessing in disguise, because it allows you to address those things that have been nagging at you, that have been wanting to be addressed for so long, but that you've been stifling with work and tasks and responsibilities, and you can finally process them and release them. And I also think there's going to be more days in 2022, or again, a prolonged period where you have time to reflect, where you have time to take stock on you and the direction your life is heading in, and really decide what's next. And now that I mentioned that, another challenge that might come with rest is, shit, I'm resting, I have this time off, I know I need to, think about what I want to do next, but I'm not sure what I want to do next. So, Rest is much needed. Rest is heavenly. So I'm sure you can see how it is very much a blessing, but there can also be some difficulties associated with it. So let's take a look at the rest of your oracle cards. Over on the side of blessings, we have Sodalite with the message, socialize or join in. Make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. And we also have liberation. And then on the side of challenges, we have rose quartz with love life. New or renewed romantic love is here for you. And then we have harmony. So I'm noticing there's 2 number 7s. Each side has a number 7. Of course, if we reduce the digits of 34, it adds up to 7. So this might be an important number for you guys, like you've been seeing it repeatedly, or you will start to, okay, yes. So your soul family is coming to you. I'm just realizing what this is about. In 2022, you guys are uniting with your soul family, with your soul siblings, with your best friends, with the group of people who really gets you. And I think that when you start to see repeating number 7s, this is a sign that they are getting close. 7 is a very spiritual number. It's a very lucky number. It's a very happy number. In fact, some of you guys might be a group of 7 people, like a group of 7 soul family members who are coming into union together. Or maybe the month of July is significant, with July being the 7th month. 7 is also making me think of the crown chakra. So you might start to receive downloads or psychic insights about this soul family, perhaps while you're resting. This is when you're going to receive a lot of downloads about them and how they are coming into your life. But this is definitely the biggest blessing that is being highlighted here. With the message encouraging you to socialize or join in, it's like there's a little bit of, I don't know if instruction is the right word, but it's like your guides are saying, okay, we have your soul family out here. They're looking for you. They're longing for you. You guys are going to come together and it's going to be amazing. What we need from you is to socialize and join in, meaning come out of your shell a little bit. Yes, your soul family is out there, but I don't know if you will find them just sitting around at home. Now, I will say, socialize or join in can be a virtual thing. So it is possible that you could meet these people online, but there's just a message of you being more of an active participant in the things that you love. So just for an example, let's even use the example of watching pick a card videos. Maybe you're somebody who just kind of watches them from afar and doesn't really engage, but maybe in the new year you start commenting more on videos that you like. You start engaging in the community. You start saying, this is the experience I've been going through. Anybody else chose this pile? Anybody else chose group number 4? Like getting into the mix. This is what your guides are encouraging you to do. And then somebody might reply to your comment and say, I chose number 4 too. I'm going through this and this and this as well. And you get acquainted like this. For many of you, I did feel like I just wanted to add that to say it is possible for this to happen virtually. But for many of you, I do feel that you will likely be called to go out and engage in activities that interest you. So, if you really like working out, but you've been doing home workouts, maybe try going for a run outside in the park and there will be fellow runners there, or going to a workout class or a yoga class where you can, be in a group, be with people and meet people who are similar to you. If there is a metaphysical shop near you, I think quite a few metaphysical shops do, they will have what is it called? Rituals, not parties, but at night people gather at the shop and they celebrate the new moon or the full moon, or maybe there will be one day a reader who comes into the shop, so people gather to get readings done. Just spending more time in these communities, I think, is really, really gonna facilitate the union with your soul family. And I love that this talks about like-minded people, and this card talks about liberation, because any part of you that you've been holding back on, that you feel is weird, that you feel is not palatable to the general public is the way it's coming through. Like, you know, even me, I can't get really deep into the spiritual stuff with just anybody, you know, or I can't really get into music with just anybody. So this is like the group of people that the things that you are most passionate about, especially niche things, or, you know, things that not everybody has the knowledge or interest in, you can go full nerd mode, you know, like you can just geek out with these people. You can tell them all of your like off the wall ideas and theories, and they will receive that and they will contribute to it. So you're completely free to think whatever you want, to say whatever you want, to express whatever you want. For those of you who feel shy around people, or who even feel, I have a really overpowering, like I'm tasting tortilla or tortilla chips. Are one of you guys eating tortilla chips right now? It's really, really overpowering, and I just brushed my teeth, so it can't be like, you know? Okay, sorry. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. I was talking about you're free to say and express anything, and if you feel shy around people, if you feel sometimes awkward around people, I feel like this is going to be really heartwarming for you, very welcoming for you, and very refreshing, because you don't have to constantly be monitoring yourself, is the way they're saying it. So maybe you guys do tend to monitor yourself in social situations, like don't say anything weird. Where do I put my hands? Do I make eye contact with this person? Do I shake hands with them? Like, what do I do? Am I supposed to laugh right now? Like, social interactions could be a little bit difficult like that for you, which I can totally relate to that. But that part of your brain can just be turned off when you're with these people. It's like, it's okay. No one's judging you. You're at home. You can do whatever you want. These are the people who make you feel like home. And I'm getting this feeling that it's kind of a bigger group than you guys may expect, or that you're used to. Like if you guys are used to just having few very close friends, like one-on-one or a small group, maybe it's like this is a group of 4 people or 5 people, or just some number that you're not used to, and that you might be very, very pleasantly surprised that such a number of people could all hang out together, and it's not awkward, or there's not too much going on. It still feels very very safe and comfortable. So this is really, really nice energy here. But let's move over to the love life. This is also, I feel like these cards are generally pretty straightforward. With this being the side of challenges in your life, I do think that this is, talking about you guys being challenged in your love life. So if you are currently in a relationship, it just might be a little bit bumpy this year. Or if you are single and you don't have anyone in mind, it might be hard to, find somebody that you really resonate with, find someone you're really on the same page with. For those of you who are going through any sort of spiritual connection journey, there might be challenges there, because what you feel on a spiritual level and what is happening in the 3D still has quite a bit of a gap. With this rest, maybe there's not a lot of progress for those of you who are on that kind of journey right now. Because we do have this repeating number 7, and I was relating that back to the crown chakra, there could be some frustration when your dreams and your psychic insights are not matching with what's happening here on Earth in real time. And I want to look at, actually both of these cards have this light emanating from the heart space, but this one really, really stood out to me because you can really physically see the energy field of the heart expanding. And this is a sort of concept that has been repeating itself in quite a few of my readings over the past few days. This idea of healing your heart and tuning your heart back to its most natural frequency and letting its natural frequency emanate so that it calls out to your tribe, so that it calls out to the people who are a match for you. And then they match your frequency and you attract each other like this. And I've been using this analogy of when strings that have the same note, like if one vibrates, the other one will start vibrating because it picks up on the other's vibration. Like if two strings are tuned the same. So it's like your heart and the hearts of your tribe are like strings, and they're going to be tuned to the same frequency and start vibrating together and come together, if that makes sense. And what I see here is that, you know, as you unite with your soul family and you start to experience what it truly feels like to be loved, to be understood, to be seen, to be accepted, you might look at your love life in contrast and feel like there is some sort of gap there, whether that's with your partner or with your person of interest. You know, like you've been involved with people or you've been interested in people up until now, and you just thought this is what a relationship feels like. But then when you meet your soul family and it's like true love, it's the real deal, you might look at someone you've been involved with or someone you've been interested in and be like, shit, like, I don't know if this is real love, or I don't know if this is what I'm looking for. Could also be retrospective. It doesn't have to be someone who's currently in your life, but you might look back on your exes, for example, and be like, wow, I really didn't love that person, or that person really didn't love me, whatever. I don't know what that was, but that wasn't love. And, you know, it can be painful to look back like that. Because we did talk with the rest card about, you know, unresolved wounds or painful things from your past coming up. It might be hard to look back and, you know, and realize that what you thought it was something, but it really wasn't. Kind of like disillusionment of past relationships. And also, even if you don't have somebody in mind, even if you're single as a Pringle and you don't have a person of interest, this could be indicating that dating could be a little bit hard for you, or finding someone you really like could be hard for you, because now that you've felt, and it's a good thing, honestly, now that you've felt what real true love and real true connection feels like, it's your standards are just really, really high. It's like this, the example they're showing me is like, you just got to watch a freaking 4D IMAX 5 million pixel definition movie, and then you go back to like an old little TV, and it's like, you can't even compare this. You can't even compare the experience. So it's like, if you get back out into the dating world, already having experienced your platonic soul family, you're like, man, it's a lot of fish in the sea, but a lot of these fishes aren't shit. That's like, I think how you guys are going to be feeling, and that's okay. And, you know, that might be a challenge of, am I being too picky? Should I lower my standards? Which, no, you shouldn't. At least that's my opinion. You know, like, or if I keep this high standard, like, what if I don't find anybody? Or should I just keep being patient and wait for that person who really, really resonates with my heart? And yes, you should, but that could be a challenge, because it's, you know, it's frustrating, and it could feel a little bit lonely with whoever you're involved with. So I think that is going to be a main challenge for you guys in 2022. But let's move on now and take a look at the tarot. So with this part of the reading, we're just going to get more information from your spirit guides, as well as any advice that they have for you. All right, so for group number 4, what can you tell us about group number 4's blessings in 2022? What else does group 4 need to know about the blessings coming to them in 2022? Oh, we have the 9 of Cups. So, and look at this image. There is a couple on this card. So maybe honestly, and you know what, just because you have challenges in your love life, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be a happy ending. So I'm really, really happy that this card is coming out. If this is like, if you guys are in a committed relationship and this is going through some obstacles with your current partner, the Nine of Cups definitely seems to be indicating that it will be a happy ending. You will work everything out in the end. If you are single and looking for someone to be with, I do think eventually you are going to find a person that you really, really resonate with well. And this is even more confirmation to not lower your standards or not settle for someone who doesn't make your heart feel like a pulsating rainbow orb, okay? That person is out there. Your wish come true, your dream come true is out there. Maybe this is just indicating that you're going to find this person a little bit later on in the year, but they will be everything that you've wanted, because the Nine of Cups is something you want. It's something you wish for. It's something you desire, something that you long for. And the Nine of Cups is a very peaceful and stress-free energy to me. So, and I do think, actually, I just realized the number 9 is like healing and ascension. So the beginning of this year, it might be tough with healing, it might be tough with your love life, but I feel that by the end of the year, everything is going to calm down. You're going to find your inner peace. You're going to heal your wounds and fully release them, and you are going to attract the partner and the soul family that you've always wanted. Also, I don't think we've talked about this a lot in this reading, but in terms of your career, your studies, your daily routine, this does look like something that is particularly stress-free. Now, everybody's routine, everybody's day-to-day at some point has stresses, but what this is telling me is that in the year 2022, your baseline is calm. Your baseline is peaceful. So it's like, this is your default. Sometimes it will spike up and be stressful, but then you come back to the default, rather than your default being, I'm stressed all the time. And then you have a moment to take a breather and then, I'm back to being stressed out. So if that's your life right now, it's gonna flip over. You know what I mean? So that your default is being peaceful. I feel like you guys will be getting better sleep as well, which I don't usually get that from the Nine of Cups, but whatever. We also have the sleeping person here, so just a lot more calm, just a lot more peaceful. And also with these beautiful people in your life, I think you can find peace in not overthinking everything you do and say, and not second guessing every interaction. You're not constantly thinking about the past or the future. You're just here. You're just here and you're just enjoying the now. And I've been trying to learn, you know how each minor arcana has a zodiac sign association and a planet association? I believe that the Nine of Cups is related to Pisces, the zodiac sign of Pisces, and the planet Jupiter. If I'm wrong, I'll put a subtitle, but I think that's what it is. We also have, for your blessings, we have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is literally a card that talks about rest. We have rest here. This card was talking about peace and relaxation. I think you guys are definitely going to get a hang of this resting thing in 2022. Like, you're actually able to take a full day or days off without even thinking about the work that you have to do, without even worrying. Like I said, you guys are going to have amazing sleep, amazing peace of mind. You might get very into meditation or some other sort of mindfulness practice. And I can also see you guys getting into dream journaling and dream interpretation. I think you're going to have some beautiful dreams. And as you unite with your soul family, it's just going to get more and more heightened. But you'll start to have very vivid and pleasant dreams that you can remember. And I can see you guys like having a journal by your bed, and you write down the things that you've dreamed about, and you can actually look from day to day and see the progression of what's happening and see how your dreams fit together. I remember when I was in high school, I used to have dreams that were literally like a TV series. It was amazing. Like, you know, like I would go to bed the next night and it would pick up from where I left off in the previous dream. I think I was in grade 11 or 12 or something. And I just remember that because it was so fun. And there was a pelican who like made his way through each episode. And that's never happened to me since, but it's really, really fun. And I feel like you guys can have dreams like that. You can have lucid dreams, meaning that you can sort of control what's happening in the dream and move about it freely. And if you guys are creative, you might get a lot of ideas for a story or for content from your dreams. And I can just see you guys having so much fun. So much fun in the astral realms, and honestly being tapped in and having access to any knowledge that you need, any insight that you need. If you're stuck about what to do, like, oh, let me just go to sleep real quick and when I wake up I'll have the answer. Like, you can sleep setting the intention for something and come back with the answer. There's something that you guys might be able to put under your pillow or under your bed to facilitate this. I don't know what it is. It's not a consistent item for all of you, but you can maybe ask one of your spirit guides, or some of you guys have deities that you're working with, and you can ask them what you should put under your pillow or under your bed to help you out, and they will show you like a visual of that. All right, so what else can you tell Group 4, or what else should Group 4 know about their challenges in 2022? I gave up on trying to guess the zodiac sign and planet because I'm not going to remember them. I think the Four of Swords is Libra though. I don't know the planet. The planets seem very random to me. Okay, so for challenges we have the Ten of Swords. This is very, very interesting to me. I think this is the first time I'm seeing the Ten of Swords in this deck. As you guys might know, usually we would see someone lying down with the swords in their back. This really looks like, well, no, the person is drowning. And each sword for me is like a thought. You know, swords have to do with our mind, our thoughts, our mental state. And so I'm literally thinking of this as somebody who is drowning in their thoughts. And I'm kind of seeing this as like your blessings that are coming to you is everything that you are challenged with right now. You know, we see you towards the end of the year being very at peace within yourself, in your headspace, in your dreams, in your relationships, whereas maybe your current energy and your energy at the beginning of 2022 is a little bit chaotic and frantic. You guys might feel often like you are drowning in your thoughts, like you can't calm your mind, you can't stop your thoughts from coming. Maybe some of you guys who chose this group suffer from panic attacks, which I do as well, and it's literally like worse than death itself. So I'm very, very sorry if you go through that, but this is exactly what this makes me feel like. It's like I'm drowning in this ocean, I can't get up, and there's also swords piercing me from every direction. Like just like finish me now, I can't do this anymore. This is what this card really, really looks like to me. So oh, you know what? I'm just thinking, and I don't know what the actual story is of this card. Every card in this deck is inspired by a fairy tale or folklore around the world. So I honestly don't know. It could very well be that the original story of this card is that this person in the boat like pushed this person into the water. But the way I was seeing it is that this person has come to save them. This could actually be about accepting help from others and learning how to feel calm around others. If I could talk a little bit about my own experience, just in case you guys resonate with it, I like hate to tell someone about what I'm experiencing when I feel like this, and I hate if they offer to be with me or like to offer help to me, because it's like existing is just so scary. And if somebody comes in to help you, it's just further confirming your existence. I'm talking from my panicked brain, not my normal brain. And, you know, someone offering to help you feels like such a burden when you're in that, or it can feel like such a burden when you're in that frame of mind. Like, I don't want this person to worry about me, because if I think about this person worrying about me, then I feel bad, and then it just makes my panicking worse. So there could be this challenge that you guys are overcoming where you feel, and it probably largely has to do with the people you're around, you feel safe to ask for help in those situations. Now, I realize I've been talking about this in an extreme, that is like you're full on panicking, but it doesn't have to be something so dramatic. It could be like you're just swamped. You're swamped, you're having a hard time, you're stressed out. You don't have to feel like you're drowning alone. There is somebody out there on a boat who can come and save you and pull you up onto the boat. So I think a challenge this year is getting used to the idea that you're safe and that there's help available for you, and that you're not a burden for asking for help. You're not weak or failing for asking for help. And the fact that you're moving into the later part of the year with this peaceful energy just shows me that you are going to master this concept. You are going to learn how to graciously and gratefully ask for help. You know, when I need someone to lean on, I can lean on you. And when you need someone to lean on, you can lean on me. It's like, I feel your heart chakra is going through a lot of growth in 2022, because you have this community, you have this support system, you have this environment where nothing is off limits to talk about, because there's no judgment and there's no expectation to express yourself or to show up in any certain way. You can just show up as you are. So this is like a big mental hurdle that you're getting over, just realizing that you're safe now, and that might be something that's a little bit difficult to get used to. What else can you tell us about Group 4's challenges? Two of Swords. Okay, so this talks about some kind of indecision that you guys will be facing in 2022. The first thing that is coming to my mind, it might have to do with this love life thing where you're wondering, should I wait for this person, or should I move on? Should I lower my standards so that it's easier to find somebody, or should I keep my standards really, really high and just possibly be alone for longer? And not be sure when I'm going to find someone. There could be a lot of indecision and confusion in your love life when it comes to what you want to do. The idea of this Two of Swords card is that at the end of the day, we need to use our intuition to make this decision. You could ask people for all of the advice, but at the end of the day, it has to come from you. And often what I get with the Two of Swords is like, the more people you ask for advice, the more confused you're going to get. Because it's like, how can I say it? The Two of Swords is usually something where there's no objective right answer. So you have to do what you feel at the end of the day. That's all you can do. And it's like, if you start to ask a bunch of people for advice, one person's going to say, oh, you should definitely do this. And the other person's going to say, oh, you should definitely do that. But that just comes from their feelings, not really like what is objectively the right thing to do. And if you're coming at it from too much of an intellectual or an analytical or a cerebral angle, you're never going to find the right answer. And maybe the Ten of Swords is a little bit in reference to that as well, like being bombarded with advice, being bombarded with all of these different, I just dropped a card on the floor, and it's Seven of Cups, which is also about like struggling to make a complex decision. So yeah, there's some fork in the road or some indecision that you guys are coming to, and I feel like you're being asked to look within when it comes to this one. Not like, nobody on the outside can tell you what to do, and there's no objective right answer. Not even your guides could tell you an objective right answer. So it's very much about what you want to do. And we actually talk about this a lot, or I talk about this a lot, I think, when it comes to like, should you wait for someone or move on? There's not really a should there, if we're being honest. It's just what you want to do. So you'll have to figure out what you really want. And of course, this doesn't have to pertain just to your love life. It could be a choice that you're making in your career. It could be a choice that you're making with where you want to live, with how you want to schedule your days, like if there's a conflict in your schedule. But this is another challenge that is waiting around the corner for you guys, it looks like. So let's move on to our remaining oracle cards. We're going to get some advice from your spirit guides for this year, and we have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So another thing to keep in mind when making your decisions is that patience will likely be the key to getting what you want. Don't make any decisions impulsively. If you really don't know what you want to do, then you don't need to decide yet. Wait for it to come to you. Ask to have a dream about it, honestly. We were talking so much about your dreams being very telling. What else should group 4 know? Peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. The first thing I'm noticing is that both of these oracle cards start with a P and end with an E. Oh, I'm thinking like PE, like physical education. Maybe some of you guys are being encouraged to get into some form of like physical activity or exercise in the year 2022. But also P and E could be significant initials, like somebody's first or last name or the name of a place. This card says, I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. I think that in this year 2022, you are really purifying your relationships and you're really cultivating good and healthy relationships, as well as inner peace. This is really everything that we've talked about. And I think this message might be repeating itself because many of you who chose this group may be more in the challenge energy right now, and may even be in this challenge energy as the new year starts. But this peaceful energy is coming to you, I would say, like, when I say by the end of the year, it doesn't mean that it's happening at the end of the year, but at some point throughout the year. And actually, we're about to pull the cards for time frames, so maybe we'll see when things will start to turn around. So are there any important time frames that group 4, oh my gosh, that group 4 should know about in the year 2022? How many is that? It's 4. Okay, so we've been taking 3, so you guys just have 1 extra one. We have Libra, so Libra season could be significant. We have Ascendant, so if you guys do know your rising sign, then that could be a significant time frame. So for example, my Ascendant is Taurus, so for me, this would be that Taurus season is important, yes? So whatever your rising is. We also have Uranus. This can be Aquarius. This is a lot. For this one, I'm gonna interpret this one as, we do have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. That's just a lot. Maybe a lot of stuff is happening for you guys. Like we have Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sag, whatever your rising is. These could all be important times that something is happening, but I was also going to say that this could be like the season of spring, because in tarot, the wands are associated with spring and wands are associated with fire too. But that's a lot. You guys have a lot of time frames. Please feel free to claim all of them if you want to, or if there's one that particularly makes sense to you based on what you know of your 2022 schedule, then feel free to claim that one as confirmation. But these are all the messages that I have for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you're interested in participating in this video's personal reading giveaway, but you haven't watched the instructions and what to do if you win yet, there will be a timestamp in the description as well as in the pinned comment that you can jump to and listen to that so you can enter. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. Sending you guys lots of love. I'm wishing you a wonderful year ahead, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!